Dear students, today let us learn 9th standard social science, 5th chapter, the Mughals and the Marathas. The history of Mughal rulers is one of the most important epochs of the history of India. They were inhabitants of Central Asia. They did not come to India to trade, but to conquer and rule, which they did for nearly 200 years. When the administration of the Delhi Sultans was weak, Babur established the Mughal rule in 1526. Babur Babur, who established the Mughal rule in India, was originally from Turkestan. He was the son of Umar Sheikh Mirza, the king of a small kingdom called Fargana in Afghanistan. Babur was the descendant of Timur from his father's side and descendant of Genghis Khan on his mother's side. Babur had to ascend the throne at a very tender age of 11 years. He had to lose his kinship due to the conspiracy of his relatives and enemies. He had to lead a life of a nomad. Babur invaded India for 5 times. Babur was invited by the nobles of Ibrahim Lodi to come to India and defeat Ibrahim Lodi, the ruler of Delhi Sultanate. A battle was fought on the plains of Panipat in 1526 and Babur won the battle. Babur proclaimed himself the emperor of Delhi and Agra. Babur fought 3 more battles after the Panipat in North India. They were the first one, Battle of Kanwa in 1527. In this battle, Babur defeated Rajput leader Rana Sanga. After defeating Rana Sanga, Babur consolidated his position in the second battle of Chanderi. In 1528, Babur fought against Rajput leaders. Finally, he defeated the Afghan rulers of Bihar in the Battle of Kangra in 1529. His empire stretched over Gangatic plain till Bihar. Babur fought and won his battles because he had artillery which the Indians did not possess at that time. Besides being a great soldier, Babur was a great scholar. He wrote his autobiography called Tuski Babri, which is considered a great piece of literature. He died in 1530. Humayun Humayun was the second king of Mughal dynasty. He was the eldest son of Babur. Humayun had to face many problems when he came to power in 1530. There were problems like unstable and dispersed kingdom. He had to face hostility from his brothers and rebellion in Gujarat and Malwa. The greatest challenge Humayun had to face was from Sher Shah, the Afghan ruler of Bihar. Sher Shah defeated Humayun in a fierce battle in Kanauj, and for 15 years Humayun became a wanderer. With the help of the rulers of Persia, Humayun came back to India, regained his throne in 1555. He defeated the successors of Sher Shah, who died in 1545. Humayun remained the emperor for only a brief period of 1 year. He fell from a stairs of library and died on 24th January 1556. Sher Shah. The original name of Sher Shah was Farid. He was the founder of the Sur dynasty. His childhood was not happy. Deprived of parents' love, wandered about for some years. When he was working under Bairan Khan Loni, the king of South Bihar, he killed a tiger single-handed and thus earned the name Sher Khan. When Babur took over the administration of India, Sher Shah worked under him and played a significant role. Sher Shah defeated Humayun and conquered Punjab, Sindh, Multan, Gwalior, Malwa, Raisindurga, Marwad and Kalinjar. Sher Shah's administrative system. Sher Shah gave importance towards strengthening administrative structure. He was the ultimate head of administration and ran administration with the help of the Council of Ministers. Both the civil and military powers were in the hands of the king. The entire kingdom was divided into Sarkar and Parganas. Cavalry, infantry and elephant divisions were there in the army. In order to bring discipline among the soldiers, he started attendance for soldiers and stamping of horses. Army was divided into small units called Faus with the head of Fausdar. Sher Shah took personal interest in organizing and supervising the army. Sher Shah got all the cultivable land measured and fixed land tax based on it. Sher Shah divided land into three types based on the fertility. They were good, average and lower. The farmers had to pay 1/3 of their harvested crop as land tax. Sher Shah was known for his impartial justice. Hence, he had earned the title Sultan of the Fair Justice. The Sultan was the highest judge in the kingdom. He decided all the final appeals. He conducted his court every Wednesday evening. Sher Shah brought a new silver coin known as Dam into circulation. On either sides of highways, trees were planted to provide shade for travelers. 1,700 shelters were constructed to help traders. Akbar. Akbar is considered as one of the greatest rulers. Akbar ruled for about 50 years and laid the foundation of a vast empire. He was born in Amarkot in Sindh. Humayun was his father. He was not only a conqueror but a patron of art and literature. His court was famous for the 9 gems, with each person excelling in different field. He showed great wisdom in following the policy of religious tolerance and giving equal importance to all faith. He ascended the throne at the tender age of 13, and for some years the kingdom was run by his guardian Bayran Khan. After the death of Humayun, Hemu, the military general of Bengal king Muhammad Shah Abdali, opposed and conquered Delhi and Agra. This led to the terrific battle at Panipat in 1556 between Hemu and Mughals. This battle is known as Second Battle of Panipat. In this battle, Akbar defeated Hemu. The Prime Minister and royal representative of Akbar, named Bayran Khan, came to Akbar's assistance during the battle. With the help of mighty army, Akbar conquered Malwa, Jaipur, Gondwana, Chittor, Ranthambore, Kalinjar, Gujarat and Bengal. The Battle of Haldighati is the most significant battle in the history of medieval India. After the death of the Chittor king Rana Uday Singh, his son Rana Pratap Singh came to power. Akbar sent his powerful army under the leadership of General Man Singh and Asaf Khan to fight against Rana Pratap. In the battle at Haldighati, the Mughal army was victorious. The remaining states of Kashmir, Sindh, Orissa, Balochistan, Kandahar and Ahmednagar came under Akbar. Thus, Akbar laid the firm foundation for Mughals to emerge as a powerful kingdom in medieval India. Akbar's religious policy. Akbar maintained religious tolerance in his kingdom. He had allowed his Rajputa wives to perform pujas in his palace. He had ordered against harassing women and children of enemy state. He had ordered not to arrest Hindus who did not take part in war and turn them into slaves. He abolished jizya, head tax on Hindus. He translated the Hindu religious books into Persian language. He showed respect towards qualified Hindus by appointing them to high positions. Raja Todarmal was a famous minister of finance. Bhagwan Das, Man Singh, Todarmal and Rai Singh were governors. There were 8 Hindus among the 12 provincial finance ministers. Akbar directed that the festivals of Rakhi, Deepavali and Shivaratri should be celebrated in his court. Din Ilahi. Akbar established a new religion, Din Ilahi, in 1582. The aim of Din Ilahi was to control the bloodthirsty fundamentalist forces. The best aspects of all the religions were presented in this new religion. This religion was the result of discussions held at Ibadat Khana, where Hindus, Jain, Zoroastrians and Christians participated. He sought to integrate all the people of his kingdom through this new religion. Abul Fazl was the chief architect of this new religion. Din Ilahi believed in one God, culture, and good behavior. Akbar's administrative system. For administrative convenience, Akbar had divided his kingdom into central government, provincial government, and parganas. Akbar was the emperor of the vast kingdom. He was the commandant of his army, head of the executive, and head of judiciary. There were four ministers called Wakil, Diwan, Mirbakshi, and Main Sadar to assist him in the administrative matters. Akbar had divided his kingdom into various provinces. They were called Subhas. There were altogether 15 Subhas in the kingdom. Each Subha had a Sipasalar or governor and a Diwan, a Bakshi, a Sadar, a priest, a constable, and a Vakya Navis. Every district had a Faujdar, an Amal Gujar, and a Badkichi. The administration of the Parganas was carried out by Shikhar, Amir, Pordar, and Kaungo. Akbar had established many hierarchies in his army. These called Mansab, and its supervisor was called Mansabdar. There were infantry, cavalry, elephant units, and cannon units in the Mughal army. There was a separate department to stamp the horses known as Dag Mahali. Revenue system. Revenue system was one of the important achievements of Akbar's administration. He brought Jupti system into practice. This system is also called as the system of Todermal. Bamboo measuring sticks with iron hooks were used to measure the land. The land was classified as Polaj, Parauti, Chahar, and Banjar. Exception of barren land, all the other land was divided based on fertility of soil like excellent, average, and mediocre. The farmers were given a land document known as Patta. The police system during Akbar's time was well organized and capable. There were police stations in the Parganas. Akbar encouraged art and architecture. The important monuments in Fatehpur Sikri are Khwaja Banga, Daftara Khana, Jodhabai Palace, Daulat Khana, Panch Mahal, Birbal House, Kabutar Khana.